Hi everybody, welcome. Agentic AI is exploding across enterprises, some deploying it out of necessity, others from fear of falling behind. But while adoption accelerates, security is struggling to keep pace with the risks that are fundamentally different this time. OWASP has just released its top 10 security risks for agentic AI, and this is not a typical vulnerability list. We are dealing with AI agents that can rewrite their own objectives, weaponize legitimate tools, and even manipulate other AI systems. We finally have a security framework and shared language for agentic AI. But here's the major difference. Mitigating vulnerabilities of autonomous agents require a different approach. In this video, I will give you a quick overview of these vulnerabilities along with actionable remediation steps. For the complete deep dive, definitely check out the full OWASP documentation. But stick with me here because I will cut through the noise and show you what actually matters for your security posture right now. If you find this valuable, drop a like. Once we hit 1000 likes, I will create part 2 with implementation strategies and real world scenarios. Now let's jump into the top 5 risks, starting with the number 1. Number 1 is agent goal hijacking. For example, you have a financial AI agent processing transactions, analyzing them, categorizing them, flagging anomalies, but not transferring money. An attacker injects a prompt through a carefully crafted transaction description or metafield data. The agent's instructions are overwritten. Now the agent believes its goal is to transfer money to the attacker. This is not malware. This is not a bug. It's a hijacked mission. The agent is doing what exactly it thinks it is supposed to do, but someone has just changed the definition of supposed to. So, how to reduce the risk of agent goal hijacking? First, separate goal definition from execution. For example, keep the agent's core objective. For example, analyze transactions, never initiate transfers, logged in a protected system layer that user inputs can never touch or rewrite. Second, filter and sanitize every input to block hidden instructions, unusual formatting, or commands disguised as normal transaction data. Third, embed unbreakable rules directly into the agent's architecture, like you are a read only analysis tool with zero transfer permissions. So, no prompt, no matter how clever, can make it violate. Fourth, use behavioral anomaly detection. It catches the attack in real time by flagging actions that deviate from the standard patterns, like an analysis agent suddenly attempting to initiate transfer. Fifth, immutable audit logs. Preserve a tamper proof record of every decision and input so you can trace exactly when and how the mission was hijacked. Sixth, in case it has been manipulated, restore the agent's original mission by resetting it to a good known state, eliminating the hijacked objective. Switching to the second, vulnerability, tool misuse and exploitation. This one is already happening. AI agents have deleted production databases, wiped file systems, destroyed environments. Why? Because they had legitimate access to powerful tools. You have given them the access to do their job. But once manipulated, those tools become weapons of destruction. How to reduce the risk? Time limited least privilege access. Risk based controls require human approval for any action flagged as high risk, like drop commands, bulk deletions. Third, explicit confirmation for destructive actions. Fourth, tool wrappers with guardrails and undo buffers. If you have been hit, revoke destructive access immediately. Second, trigger emergency circuit breakers. For example, automated kill switches that halt all agent operations and disconnect it from critical systems if anomaly thresholds are crossed. Third, restore from verified backups. Fourth, run forensic analysis. It gives you a full reconstruction of what the agent did, which tools it accessed, what inputs triggered the behavior, and whether the attack vector is still present. Remember, tools aren't dangerous. Uncontrolled autonomy is. Now, moving on to the third vulnerability on the list, which is identity and privilege abuse. This is the confused deputy problem. An attacker compromises a low privilege agent. That agent sends instruction to a high privilege agent. The high privilege agent trusts the source and execute actions across your infrastructure. It's a social engineer between machines. How to reduce the risk? zero trust between the agents. So no agent automatically trusts another just because it's internal. Every request is treated as potentially hostile until proven otherwise. Second, cryptographic authentication. Third, request signing and verification. Each instruction is digitally signed by the sender and verified by the receiver. So tampered or spoofed commands are instantly rejected. Fourth, context aware authorization. The high privilege agent checks not just who is asking, but why, when, and whether the request makes sense given the low privilege agent's normal behavior and permissions. If this is happening, isolate affected agents, rotate credentials, invalidate any stolen keys or tokens the attackers may be using, cutting off their ability to impersonate legitimate agents. Third, audit privilege escalation paths. Remember, internal doesn't mean trusted. Now, fourth vulnerability, agentic supply chain attacks. Third party model, tools, agent marketplaces, all massive attack surfaces. Attackers embed malicious instructions into metadata or prompts. You integrate it, and now malicious behavior is inside your system. How to reduce the risk? Only pull agents and tools from trusted, curated sources that have undergone security review. Second, cryptographic signing and provenance checks, which can verify that the tool has not been tampered with since the publisher released it, and confirm exactly who built it and when. Third, sandbox testing. Runs new agents in isolated environments first, where any hidden malicious behavior triggers alarms without touching production systems. Fourth, disable autonomous tool discovery in production. It prevents agents from downloading or integrating external tools on their own without explicit human approval. If you are infected, quarantine recent integrations. Scan for hidden instructions. Third, remove malicious components. Fourth, activate supply chain incident response. Notify affected teams, document the breach, and trace how the malicious component entered your system. This is a software supply chain risk with autonomy layered on the top. And now, moving on to the final, which is the fifth one for this video, which is unexpected code execution. AI agents can generate and execute code that bypass your SDLC. No review, no scan, just execution. A helpful agent writes a patch, but due to poison data, it includes a backdoor. How to reduce the risk? Never execute agent-generated code directly in production. Mandatory software testing. Third, containerized testing. Fourth, multi-stage approvals. If it is already running, halt execution. Rollback deployments. Third, audit all agent-generated code. Fourth, quarantine suspicious artifacts. Automation without review is risk, not speed. And final takeaway, traditional security is no longer enough when agents can change goals, execute tools, generate code, or influence other agents. You need a new approach. The fundamentals still apply. Defense in depth, zero trust, continuous monitoring, and keeping human in the loop when the stakes are high. But here's the thing. This is not about pumping the brakes on AI. It's about using it in the right way. The companies that get this figured out now are going to have a real edge. The ones that don't, they are one bad prompt away from a serious security incident. That's where I will wrap things up. If you found this helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you think others would benefit, feel free to subscribe and share it with your network. Thanks for watching.